Apple is officially changing something huge about the iPhone lineup, and it's something many people never expected to see. The classic yearly iPhone release cycle. The big event, the full lineup dropping all at once, the excitement, the chaos, is coming to an end. Yes, Apple is moving away from the traditional yearly release schedule that so many fans have been used to for more than a decade. This shift starts with the iPhone 18 series, and thanks to industry insider Mark Gurman, we now have a clear picture of how Apple plans to reshape its launch timeline. So here's how things are going to work from now on. Instead of launching all models together in one massive event every fall, Apple will split its flagship releases into two separate launch windows every year. The first batch will still arrive in the fall of 2026, which includes the iPhone 18 Pro, the iPhone 18 Pro Max, and Apple's long-rumored foldable iPhone. These will be the headline devices, the ones that usually get the spotlight during Apple's premium fall event. But the other half of the lineup is shifting to a completely different schedule. The base iPhone 18, the new iPhone 18, and the second-generation iPhone Air won't arrive until the first half of 2027. Instead of seeing all the new iPhones together in one show, Apple will now separate the launches by several months. And to make things even more interesting, early next year Apple isn't releasing the iPhone 18 series at all. Instead, the only phone we'll see early in the year is the iPhone 17, the next budget-friendly model in the lineup. Now, why is Apple doing this? According to Gurman, the strategy is all about better competition. In recent, Samsung and Google have been releasing key devices at different times throughout the year. Samsung usually early in the year with the Galaxy S lineup, and Google later with the Pixel series. Apple, by dropping all its phones at once, didn't fully match that timing. With Apple's new schedule, the E-series and budget phones can release yearly and directly compete with devices like the Google Pixel 10a, which usually launches earlier in the year. Meanwhile, launching the base iPhone 18 and iPhone Air in the first half of the year means Apple can go head-to-head with Samsung's Galaxy lineup, which traditionally appears around that same time. Then, the Pro models and foldables coming later in the fall can compete directly with high-end foldables and flagship Pixels. Overall, it's a strategic move. It lets Apple spread out its product coverage across the entire year, instead of flooding the market with everything at once. But even beyond the competitive angle, this might actually be one of Apple's smartest decisions in years. Splitting the launches means less stress on the supply chain. Instead of rushing to produce 4 or 5 major iPhones all at the same time, Apple can stagger manufacturing, refine quality control, and avoid the production crunch that usually hits every fall. And Apple really needs this breathing room. Since 2024, software updates and early iPhone releases have been plagued with bugs and glitches. Giving the company more time and less pressure could help Apple deliver more stable launches and better overall user experience. Another benefit for Apple: revenue. By turning the budget lineup into a yearly cycle and releasing them separately, the company ensures steady sales across multiple quarters instead of one giant spike in the fall. Of course, there's a downside for fans. The yearly iPhone Mega event, with all the models revealed at once, has been a tradition for many people. It's exciting, it's dramatic, it's a huge moment each year, and now, that spectacle is pretty much gone. But in the long run, this new release strategy positions Apple more competitively, strengthens its product lineup, and helps avoid rushed launches and buggy software. So the yearly iPhone event, as we know it, is ending, but Apple might finally be giving itself the time it needs to get things right.